Hi. What I want to talk about today is how to talk to your partner or your business-minded partner or your financially minded partner or your kind of straight partner, how to talk about aura transformation. So you get it. You're like, I really know I want an aura transformation. And now I'm going to talk to my significant others about it, and then you're stumped. You just don't know, like, how am I going to introduce such wacky concepts as auras and transformation to someone that's just not into that kind of thing. Hello everyone, good evening. So I thought it'd be quite funny because I have this conversation all the time, and I always say, if someone's like, okay, they want an aura transformation, and I'm like, have you told your partner? Does other people in your family know? And there's often this like, oh no, I'm not going to tell him, or not sure how to broach it, or when they have told them, it's kind of landed badly. So this is like how I talk about it. So I go to loads of network meetings and business meetings and women's networking and stuff like that, and I talk about auras and I talk about transformation, and I kind of relish. I like it. I like the there's a bit of dissonance there, you know, like talking about auras in those kind of places. So you know, the word aura transformation is incredibly accurate for what happens when you have the treatment, but the kind of the social weight of those words really makes it a bit funny to talk about. So I think a lot of people, even people that have trained to be aura mediators, there's a bit like, oh, I wish I didn't have to say those words. So how I talk about aura transformation to, I don't know, what's the polite way of saying, like, straight people or something? How I talk to like 3D minded, business minded, logical, rational brained, scientific, academic people about auras is just to, I kind of liken having an aura transformation. Let's start with cars as an example. You could liken having an aura transformation to swapping in your dilapidated, puffing Fiat Punto for a Ferrari. So that's a nice one. That's a nice way of saying, like, you're going to have much more, ergonomic stream, and you're going to be able to drive like more efficient use of fuel, and it feels nicer, it looks nicer. So that's one way of putting it. Or there's the other way of seeing it as upgrading your operating system, like in a computer or telephone. So like every so often you need to kind of like upgrade how the operating system's working so that the phone functions, so that you can like download the latest apps and you can like function in the internet space more efficiently. So the same thing with an aura transformation is an upgrade of your energy field or bioenergy field or consciousness, or even your physical body. It's like an upgrade of the physical body. So you could explain it that way. You could say that we are upgrading the operating system so that your brain, your mind can function more efficiently and with more clarity, and that you have more space in your system for like new ideas and creativity. It's like clearing the cache, the cookies, and the history from the system, so that there's more room for the new. And just, you know, and it's also really interesting to see Melody. Hello, I feel poorly. I wasn't going to come on, and then I kind of made myself do it anyway. I think I've got some people have brought colds to my house. So anyway, I'm here anyway. So another way of talking to a business person about auras is, if you imagine you have a workforce, like you've got a small business, maybe you've got like 5 or 6 creative people that need to work together. Imagine if they came to the table without all their baggage and all their like historical, traumatic, energetic, emotional baggage. So they've come to the table, they're like, they're glowing, they're radiant, their mind's clear, their hearts are ready, you know, like expanded heart. They just feel like they can throw out loads of focused ideas and just kind of be on fire at work. That sounds way cooler than being in a workplace full of people that are like holding on to all their like emotional baggage, that they've got loads of issues at home maybe, and it's all kind of mixed in, and people aren't really motivated and so on. And I think I know that from what I recall, that even in like Sweden and Denmark, where AuraTransformation is much bigger, that whole organizations have AuraTransformations. Like obviously it has to be individual choice, but so there's like, you know, like creative industries and enterprises that are like, yeah, let's have AuraTransformations and make the business like thrive and start on like this creative, energetic footing. I know that when I had my AuraTransformation, I couldn't stop following my purpose. I couldn't stop, you know, like decluttering and getting all the little niggly things done so that I could get on with my purpose. Like everything had to be cleared out of the way so I could just go. So, oh, hello, Melody. So, yeah, I felt like really on fire, and I still feel on fire. I mean, yeah, obviously life happens and ups and downs. And Happy New Year, Claire, in South Africa. And yeah, I just, what was I saying? I won't read anymore because I'm getting distracted. Like I couldn't stop following my purpose. So all that mattered was creating my offering or my business, or getting the message out there that, you know, that we can make changes in ourselves, or just everything I'd experienced was so valuable that I felt I needed to find a way of sharing it, and I just couldn't stop but do that. And nothing was really, obviously family life was important, and my health was important, but doing that work was like a really big drive. So I think that if you are talking to scientifically minded, business minded, economically minded, newspaper minded people about AuraTransformation, you can really describe it in quite functional terms. Upgrading your aura, swapping for like a brand new fancy car instead of having an old one that's like not working and not functioning properly. You could even see it as like, if you have less energy, where do you go for more energy? You can go to someone that works like an aura doctor, you know? So I had a great moment actually in the sauna today around the corner, and there was like an older chap, and he was just really like, I haven't slept properly for 5 years and like all this stuff, and he's tried this, and he was telling some chap, I've tried NHS, I've tried they wanted to give me sleeping tablets, then they wanted to give me antidepressants, and then they like, you know, and he was just like listing that they've tried everything, that he's tried every test under the sun. And so I actually told him a bit about AuraTransformation and just explained that if the energy field is like broken or damaged or frazzled, then you can't hold energy in, and then your parts of your system are like overworking like all the time. So there's some of the hypertonic states, and then some underachieving areas of the physical body, and then your brain waves are going like too fast, so he's not sleeping. And to me it was just really clear that his aura is totally blown off, and he told me how he used to burn himself out all the time at work, blah blah blah. So it was really clear and simple that, you know, you don't have to be a mystical person to benefit from an AuraTransformation. You don't need to be spiritual. It's like really, it's actually really physical for some people, as in for me too. Like having an AuraTransformation really allowed me to have more energy throughout the day, so I could make what I wanted to, like my purpose happen. Like I worked so much in that first year and a half. I think I worked more in that year and a half after mine than I'd had in 15 years before or something. And I've always worked hard. So yeah, when you're explaining it to like your other half and you're not sure how to explain it, you can really bring it down to the very basics of like physical, mental, and like emotional clarity, mental acuity, more creativity, more focus, less clutter energetically and emotionally. I don't know. I thought it'd be a funny little video to do if you were wondering how to talk to people about it. Yeah, and I think that you can get carried away. Like if you're really interested in the spiritual and energetic and the planetary side of it all, that can really push people away. So, you know, when I do talk about that stuff in business meetings and like network meetings and stuff, but I do start with, I really do start with explaining just the very real world, like our everyday experience stuff. So that, like I've mentioned, the mental and creative, like workplace stuff. But in terms of, you know, explaining it in a really functional way is how having a damaged aura feels on a day-to-day level. Like like the low energy or the repetitive negative thoughts, or being triggered very quickly by things like really blowing off the handle or lashing out, or and just not having like a lot of control or integrity around your emotional health and energy and how it affects other people. So bringing it back down to everyday things, like if you have like excessive anger or road rage or low self-esteem, or even like skin conditions and sleep problems and all that, an aura transformation might be really perfect. And I am now going to go to bed because I can feel, I haven't been ill for it's been over a year since I had a cold, which is amazing. I've even forgotten what it feels like, and I don't know if I have one coming, but I can feel something's a bit odd. So I'm going to have a very early night, and I hope you're looking after yourselves. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to talk to your partner about what an aura transformation is because you're like struggling, like let me know. I'm really happy to do that. And yeah, life is super exciting, and there's going to be a lot coming out, and announcements and movement. So I will share when the time is right. Lots of love.